FH is otherwise known as familial hypercholesterolemia. Now, familial you understand that, it runs in families, but that's a really key point. You inherit it. And because it runs in your family, you actually get it from the time you're born. The hypercholesterolemia bit is a typical long medical word, but it kind of makes sense. So the hyper just means too much, cholesterol means cholesterol, and emia means in the blood. So familial, it runs in the family, too much cholesterol in your blood. But really importantly, it runs in your blood from the day you're born. And that means that by the time you reach your 20s or 30s, you are at greatly increased risk of heart attack or stroke. Most people think of high cholesterol as being related to lifestyle, and they therefore think that they can change it by improving their lifestyle. The problem with FH is that you don't develop high cholesterol because of the way you lived or as you get older. You've got it from the moment you're born because of the way that your body processes cholesterol. It just can't process cholesterol in the right way. That means that no matter what you do, no matter how healthy you are unfortunately still, without treatment, going to be at greatly increased risk of heart attack or stroke. When I first became a doctor, what we really knew about was cholesterol because that's all we measured. What we actually know now is that there's an awful lot more to it. Cholesterol is made up of all different kinds of cholesterol. So you have your total cholesterol measured, then you have something called your LDL, or low density lipoprotein. That's the bad guy. That's the one that gets laid down on the inside of your arteries and furs them up, a bit like limescale blocking up the pipes. Then there's a good kind, and the good kind is called HDL, or high density lipoprotein. What that does is that if you've got a plaque, a lump of cholesterol, it makes it less likely to spill open and block your artery, causing a heart attack. But it also, interestingly, sucks up bad cholesterol from the arteries and carries it back to the liver where your body can get hold of it. So in fact, HDL protects you against heart attack and stroke, even though it's a kind of cholesterol. Sadly, the vast majority of people in this country, and certainly people with FH, have too much of the bad guy. About 1 in 500 people have FH, although a lot of them, of course, don't know it. We have several things that we look for in the surgery, in my surgery as a GP. So the first thing I'm going to look for is what somebody's level of cholesterol is. And if it's above 7.5 and they're an adult, it's going to make me prick up my ears and think, should I be looking further? Next, I'm going to look for, have other members of your family, parents, sisters and so on, had heart attacks young, or have they had raised cholesterol? Then I'm going to look for the physical signs at an early stage. So these fatty deposits underneath the eyes, and they'll also get little deposits here on their tendons, on the back of the elbows and the back of the ankles. If you have combinations of those, we start to wonder either whether you might have FH, or in some cases we can be fairly confident that you do. It's never fun hearing you've got something wrong with you. It's certainly never fun hearing you've got something wrong with you that can't be cured, and that means you're going to have to take medication for the rest of your life. But if you get a diagnosis and therefore you can be treated, that can be an enormous weight off your shoulders, because you know that you may be the first generation to break the trend, the first generation who doesn't leave their kids without a parent. If you've been diagnosed with FH, we do need to get you onto treatment, and you do need to take that treatment regularly and for the rest of your life. It's really important to do what everybody else should be doing, which is to take care of your heart. So exercise, keeping your weight to healthy levels, keeping your diet healthy and heart healthy particularly, and of course not smoking, very important. For most people, a heart-healthy diet is really a Mediterranean diet. Now, I'm not talking about eating lots of those little Greek pastries or, the rich stews or whatever. What we're talking about is lots and lots of fruit and vegetables, ideally more salads or undercooked or relatively little cooked vegetables. Not quite so much meat, more fish, Particularly oily fish can be really useful. Mono or polyunsaturated. Now what we mean by those are the oils, the sort of heart healthy oil, olive oil, rapeseed oil, that sort of thing can be really good. And if you're going to have carbohydrates, and they are fine, but make sure that they're what we call unrefined carbohydrates. So basically, if it's white, it ain't great. White sugar, white flour, white bread. Really think about alternatives. You should be thinking about things which have got multigrains in them. Wholemeal bread, granary bread, brown rice, whole wheat pasta, that sort of thing. That can make a really, really big difference.